and let's get this started. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Currently 6:05. Well, six something. I think it's like 6:03. My clock here is a little wrong, but anyways, so gonna go ahead and get started with this Tuesday intraday set of trade setups. Just looking for potential setups. You guys know, usually I look on the arbitrage website just to give me some pairs that might already be prepared for a setup, so we don't have to work extra hard. But just in case we don't find any, then I'll just go on the regular charts and look them up myself. So without further ado, I always look at the Forex 5-minute chart, which is usually what I just look for on the apocalypse bands on the 5-minute chart, the upper danger zone, the lower danger zone. And then I also use the Forex 1-hour chart for the arbitrage, upper danger zone and lower danger zone, because the 5-minute apocalypse is the same as the 1-hour arbitrage time frames. So let's go ahead and get started on the 5-minute. I'm going to go ahead and search first USD pairs. I have some opinions about what happened in the market last night, which is very interesting, but I'll go ahead and speak on that once we get to there. So far, I don't see anything on the filters. No, I'm seeing all no's here. I'm seeing all no's here as well. So we have for gold, we have prices at the upper danger zone on the 5-minute chart. So I'll go ahead and write that down for silver and gold. All right. We'll also go ahead and go to the 1-hour and do the same thing. Press in USD and then upper danger zone. So on the 1-hour, I mean on the 5-minute, is what I'm putting this out. When we go to the first page, that we don't have anything for the apocalypse right here, but on the hour we kind of do, but that's something that we'll talk about more later on. So on the 1-hour time frame, we have these. They're all in yeses. So these are like for long-term moves. When we talk about the 1-hour upper danger zone on the apocalypse and stuff like that, that's for longer term goals. But we don't have anything for the arbitrage over here. So no. Go on to the next page. Don't want to really waste time on this. Just take a quick glance to see what we have. No. USD Mexican is at the lower danger zone on the 1-hour time frame. So I'll take a look at that. I haven't traded tacos in a while, like in the past 2 weeks, honestly. Next page. No. And yeah, same thing for silver and gold. So those are ones that I'll definitely be taking a look at. All right, let's go on to GBP pairs. GBP. Go on to the 5-minute chart first. Let's take a look. GBP. All right, so look at the apocalypse first. So no. Next page. No. All right. Most likely it's the same thing for on the arbitrage side. No. Next page. We have another no. All right, so that's on that. Gonna go ahead and go on to AUD pairs. Pretty sure, yeah, that's a no on the AUD pairs. Don't really need to go back and forth. If I don't really see anything on the 5-minute, I'm not gonna look on the 1-hour. So let's go on to NZD. Same thing. No. And let's go lastly onto the euro. No. All right. I don't trade this, so I'm not going to look at it. And last but not least, no. All right, so don't really have anything on the 5 minutes or the 1 hours. Let's go on to the Forex heat map real quick and just see if there's anything on here as well, because this is something that I always do forget to look at. So the Forex heat map, it tells you when buy setups, when there's a buy setup that is getting prepared, you want to watch for a buy entry. There's pairs that are ready to buy, or sell, or vice versa. Sell setting up, watching for sell entry, and ready to sell. So I'm gonna look through here. I'm just really looking for watching for buy entries and ready to buy. I'm not looking for buy setting ups or anything like that. So look on here. So GA looks like on the, I think this is a 2 hour time frame. It looks like it's setting up for a buy. So we'll take a look at that. I don't know exactly if I feel that way about it. USDCHF looks like it's getting ready for a buy on the 15-minute, on the 30-minute time frame. So GA 2 hour, USHF 30-minute. Okay. USD Mexican. This is the 1 hour, I believe. Yep, 1 hour. So USD Mexican. Look on the 1 hour. These are for buys. Let's see. GA is the Mexican, and then gold and silver. Well, silver is calling more for the sell. So, all right, so we'll go ahead and take a look at those pairs first before we look at any of the other pairs. Want to see what Bo's talking about. So go on the 1 hour time frame first. Okay. So currently, it does look like gold might be setting up for a sell. It does look like that's what's going on. I had drew this little zone. Let me go on the larger time frame so people can see it a little better. I drew this little zone on Sunday, saying that gold, if it breaks through this zone, then it's going to go and create a higher high, and so it's yet to do that still. So still watching that, but other than that being the case, gold, the way how I would buy or how I would sell this is if price breaks through the RSI line, comes back to retest it, and then drop. And that would be the trade setup that I'll be looking for gold this morning, because it does look like it is setting up for a sell. Now, one thing that I would definitely watch out for is to see how the level pro is going to react, because right now we don't have anything telling us that price wants to sell yet. So it'd be premature to try to sell right now, unless you get, like I said, the break, the retest, and then the entry. Right. Same thing with the arbitrage Z. I'm not really seeing anything over here that's telling me to even try to get into a sell with gold. I mean, we did previously get the RSI line, which is this black line right here. We had it drop down past the ground zero, but then it jumped back up. So would want to watch out for that as well. Let me go on to the apocalypse side. So let's go on to XAUUSD. If it can load. Let's try that again. There we go. Sometimes you have to do it twice. All right, 5 minute time frame. So yeah, basically same thing on gold. on the 5-minute, it's setting. It looks like it's setting up. You see the RSI line is right here at the upper danger zone. So again, I'd want price to break through this RSI line, retest it, and then start to drop. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to set my alert on the 5-minute. So I'm going to have Apocalypse tell me when to go short. Then create. And so once this calls for the sell, I'll get that alert. I'd want the retest of the RSI line for then the drop. I'm not going to do it on the 1 hour because the 5-minute will tell me sooner than the 1 hour. So with that being said, again, I'll just do it with my arrow so that it could be a little bit more easier to see. So break, retest to the downside. And that would probably be around right here would be the entry. Let's see. That is a small stop loss, but I'm pretty sure if we have a stop loss like that, then if price does end up trying to go bullish again, then we'll be able to get out quickly. But yeah, so this is the trade setup for gold that I want to see. Entry would be at 1752. If we do get that break and retest, and then we'll take it down to 1729, which is a good 228 pips. So we're risking 228 pips, and we're risking about 33 pips in order to get 228. Now it does look like it says 330 pips, but that's not how you count gold. So yeah, it's going to be, you're risking about 33 pips to get 228. Now that's, like I said, that's only if we get the break and retest and price respects the RSI line and not give us any like pull, like it pulls back and tries to say that, oh, it's gonna, like it doesn't fake us out like how it did right here. That's the number one thing what I'm watching for. So yeah, going to be watching for that on gold. The entry, again, it would be at 1752.200, that area. But again, that's only if I'm only going to get in if I get the break of the RSI line and then the retest, and then I'll jump in. But if you want, you can set up a buy stop at 1752 as well. I mean, a sell stop, and that works as well. But that's not my trading style. Because I know that there would be a breakout first, a retest, and then a continuation. All right, no problem. Let's go ahead and take a look at silver. Apparently, silver is almost basically ready to sell, according to the heat map. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let me full screen this. Remove drawings. All right, so gold basically, I mean, silver is basically like same thing. Like it's, like I said, it's almost ready to sell. Again, what I'd want to see on this for me to sell it is get the breakout, retest of this RSI line, and then the drop. I'm pretty sure it looks quite the same on the 1 hour arbitrage. Again, I'd only want to see the breakout, retest, and that, because we did have a breakout right here, the retest, and then price started to drop, but then it ended up going back up to these recent highs. So I want to wait and see if price is really gonna, if the price is gonna stay up here and then just drop, because it faked this out. So potentially this could just end up dropping without even giving us a retest. But again, that's how I'm gonna get it. I'm waiting for the break, retest, and then I'll sell. If I don't get the break and retest, I want to sell it. So I'll do this right here. Set up here. All right, baby. Bye. Have a good shift, okay? Love you too. All right. So yeah, like I said, I want to see price break, retest, then drop. Not really looking to get in this other than that. Go ahead and take a look at this on the 1 hour. XAG USD. Yeah, it's called the sell on the 1 hour. Hasn't even called the buy yet, but again, it's already broken through the RSI line. Acted like going to retest, but it's broken through to the upside. So if price does come lower, it could potentially just drop. It doesn't. It won't probably have the need to try to break and retest, but let's see what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and just set this up. So the alert I'm gonna set is gonna be back on the. Wait, did I already set it? Let me see. First of all, let me get off that. Yes. Okay, so let me go back to the 5 minute. Let me actually delete these real quick. Clear log. There we go. Let me actually go to the here, set the alert. And then AB Apocalypse, short, create. All right, so again, I just want to get the sell on the 5 minute and then the retest and boom. Again, this might not happen. We might not even get the retest because prices already kind of did that. It broke through, retested this RSI line. It looks like it's respecting the upper danger zone. But if it doesn't, if it does go and keep going higher, then the sell is invalid. We won't even get in, right? So watching out for that. Any questions on silver? All right, no questions on silver. Cool, cool, cool. So that's basically what we got from the 5 minute and 1 hour filters. Let's look at USD Mexican as it is looking for a buy opportunity apparently. If I'm not mistaken, it was on, what time frame was it on again? Let me see. Let me just see real quick. Time frame was on the 1 hour. That's right. Okay, so it was on a 1 hour time frame. I don't really see it happening right now as of yet. I really don't. Let me see on the 15 minute. Yeah, I'd rather go on the 1 hour for this. I always prefer looking at. Let me look at the daily time frame, and I want to see what the trend is. So the trend is obviously selling, but it looks like it might go into a buy on the daily time frame. For the one, okay, so for USD Mexico, I'm not really feeling how the bands are currently looking. I'm not really a fan. Currently, we see these oversolds right here on the front, especially when you look at the arbitrage Z, you can see that price had dropped under this line and then came back up. So that's what gave us the oversolds. I never traded gold. I set my sell stop. However, quickly go back and show what a modest TP would be. Thanks. Sure thing. So with gold, before I continue with this, Okay, so actually, let me go back to the apocalypse real quick because that'll look a lot better. Careful with your lot sizes with gold. Some brokers, they have them with really high lot sizes, so just be careful with that. With gold, so this would be your entry at 1752. Taking partials, I would suggest taking partial profits at around 1740, like probably take away 50% of the trade on there, and then your TP would be 1730 or 1729. I would take it at 1730. That's what I would be looking for. Like these are just my two target areas. Just take partials at 1740, set your stop loss at break even so that you're risk free of the trade, and then you could come here and then take your full profits at 1730. Is that good? Awesome, no problem, no problem. Okay, so let's go ahead. USD Mexican. Let me just look at it on the 5 minute because probably will look better on here. So it looks kind of the same thing as on the 1 hour. So for me, this already looks like it's in downtrend. It's been in the downtrend for quite a while now. Because when we get this fake out buy right here, price goes bullish, respects the upper danger zone, breaks through this line again, retests the RSI line, and then drops. So this move kind of already happened. I do kind of expect it to keep dropping unless it does want to go bullish like how it has it on the 1 hour time frame. I mean on the daily time frame. Let me look on the 1 hour real quick. So on the 1 hour though, here's the thing, on the 1 hour it's gone bullish. And this was on the 16th that it went bullish. Price went bullish. Kind of want a retest of this, although we've already had a couple of retests over here to the left. So that buy opportunity, if price can respect right here, then that buy opportunity might be realistic, honestly speaking. Dang, I forgot what time frame. Let me see. Maybe the 1 hour is the 4 hour on here. Not really 100% sure on that. Yes, Mexican. Let's see. Definitely not. But on the 4 hour over here, we see that price is already broken through this RSI line, which is, like I said, it's pretty interesting what USD Mexican is doing. But I definitely am torn because, like I said, if price can respect this little zone right here, which in the RSI is already above the RSI line, then it can continue bullish. But right here we have the RSI line is under, so it's kind of mixed feelings on USD Mexican, honestly. If I look on here, it looks like it still wants to go bearish. So I usually trade on the 4 hour arbitrage regardless when it comes to like long-term moves. So I kind of want to see this play out. I kind of want to see this sell play out, realistically speaking. Let me see. Like I said, daily time frame, it still looks like it wants to try to go bullish, but that's only because it's over the compass, which is the blue line right here, and the momentum line. That's the only reason why I kind of want to see it go bullish. But then again, like I said, I'm trying to, based on the 4 hour and what it's doing, I think it's going to sell. And if I were to sell this, then I'd probably want to do it right now. Hold on, let me go. One more, let me check for one more thing. Let me see what this 30-minute looks like. All right, yeah, so the 30-minute is basically like, I believe it's like the 4 hour arbitrage. And so this kind of looks like it wants to sell too. I'm gonna go ahead and set up an alert on the 30-minute time frame to tell me if it's gonna sell or not, and then I can make my decision then. I'm not really caring for the buys. Create. All right, so I have that alert set on the 30-minute time frame. I'm gonna watch out for that. But again, I want to see this sell, and you can see that it's the same thing. This could still have room to keep going higher. Definitely does. I see that potential, but that's not what I want to trade. I want to sell this. So we'll see how this plays out. Any questions on USD Mexican pesos? I like the pesos, yes. All right. Let's go on to GBPAUD. On the 2-hour time frame, it said that it's getting ready for a buy. I don't see it. 2-hour time frame. I don't see where it's setting up for a buy unless it respects this little 2 deviations right here. Then sure, we still have the RSI line all the way up here. So risky buyers, if you want, you can try to get in this. I'd put my stop loss pretty close. If I were to try to trade this, my stop loss would probably be like right here. Honestly, if I was trying to buy this, my stop loss would be hella close, because this looks like it's just gonna keep dropping. It broke through, it respected the RSI line once up here, tried going back up. This big huge wick that it printed out yesterday, it rejected off there. So I think this is just gonna keep dropping. I don't think it's gonna buy. Check out the 1 hour just to see. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna buy quite yet. If it does, I'd rather wait. Let's look on the 2 hour. As per usual, what I'd want to see price break, retest the RSI line, and then go bullish. I'm not really crazy over that right now, especially with this price action, and a lot of trade pairs did this yesterday. It just gave this huge wick. So I'm not really a fan of that. So I just want to see price break through, retest, then go up if I'm looking for a buy. Like I said, risky buyers, if you want, you can press a buy right now, but it's really risky. I think that price will definitely try to keep dropping lower, but to each his own, right? Maybe put your stop loss a little low if you want to give it some room to breathe. Probably like right here, but yeah. This could be a good risk to reward setup if it's gonna buy. Risking for about 40 pips for 275 pips. That's not bad. But again, it's really risky because I still think that price is gonna drop some more. But if you're down to take that risk, then why not, right? So that's for GA. Any questions on GA? No questions. All right. Let's go on to USDCHF. It's setting up for a buy. I kind of like the buy. Let's go on the 30-minute because that's what the heat wave was telling us about. Let me get out for this. So 30. Okay. I can see exactly why this is saying that it's setting up for a buy. Realistically speaking, this does look pretty decent. All you would want is a break, retest of this RSI line, then you can take it bullish. Nothing's really calling for that yet, but they are, like the Level Pro and the Arbitrage Z is starting to look like it wants to go higher, so could wait. I'll just wait on that, but this is what I would most likely trade if I were to get into this. Nothing too crazy. I'd risk like 15 pips just to go and get 35. That's a good risk to reward. 1 to 2.25 basically. Look for that on USDCHF. Not really looking to buy otherwise. Let me go on here real quick. Let's look at, I think the 30-minute, if I'm not mistaken, is the 2-minute time frame on here, which is funny. USDCHF. Yeah, about the same thing. So I'll set the buy for here. Create for a long break, retest the RSI line, then jump up. That's what I'll be looking at for USHF, but not gonna stress about it. And yeah, okay, so that's with the pairs that we've seen on the filters and everything like that. But let's go on to the regular pairs, like just going based off of what I usually trade or what I usually look at. DXY, I want to go into hourly. Actually, I'm going to go on the daily real quick and just quickly talk about it. So DXY gave us this this bearish engulfing candle yesterday, which kind of makes me feel like the US dollar might want to drop some more, possibly make a lower low, or either that, or it's going to just try to quickly get up here to 98.34 or the RSI line and then drop. But I'm not really feeling price going bullish right now. I think it's going to go bearish. Because just look at right here. Every time that we have this bullish engulfing candle right here, what did price do? It went bullish. Right here, we have this bearish engulfing candle. What did price do right after that? It went bearish. And so again, I think that this is going to go bearish right here. I'm not really confident in price going up higher. Let's go on the 4 hour real quick. 4 hour time frame's already caught for the sell. And then yesterday, like I said, a lot of pairs gave us this wick. We got the breakout, we got the retest. I really do think this is going to keep dropping, and especially since it's closed over the mean line right here, and it gave us it retested it a little bit. So I think it's still gonna potentially drop a little more, maybe even come down to here, to the second deviation. But this is where I want to see it go first. As we could see in the past, price did come to the lower danger zone, respected it, then popped up. So again, I really want to see it come here first if it is going to drop. 1 hour time frame, it's at the second deviation right now currently, but that doesn't still scare me to say that price won't drop, because these are still pointing down. Like everything's pointing down. All of these are underground zeros. So again, not really crazy over the buys on the DXY. So that means I'm not really looking for the DXY to have a lot of strength. So therefore, that helps me with my USD Mexican peso sell that I'm looking for. Let's go on to Euro USD, because it's doing about the same. It's doing the opposite. So Euro USD, I had mentioned in my channel, I forgot to post it in the arbitrage channel, that I think is going to go bullish. It gave off this, well, let me go on the 4 hour real quick, because that's what I had talked about. So on the 4 hour, it broke out through the RSI line yesterday, and this wick that when price dropped down, it gave us kind of the retest of this RSI line, and it also came down to the lower danger zone. And then I was like, okay, price might end up going bullish. It did. It broke through the mean line, retested it. I still want to see this go up, and I think it's gonna come back up to at least 1.1300. I mean 1.13316. That's where I think at least is gonna get to. Kind of missed the. I'm not a fan of buying up here. I'm not really a fan of buying up here, but I do have all the confidence in the world that price is gonna reach at least up here. But like I said, I'm not really a fan of buying at this high, unless I'm scalping, unless I'm looking for a scalping entry. Still need to finish my scalping video. I'm not gonna talk about that. It's just been tough trying to do it, but yeah, the way how it looks like price does want to come back up at least to maybe 1.13500 area. Might end up dropping again, but I'm not gonna try that. And again, price has been bullish. We do know that EURUSD has been bullish. It's just that we've been trying to get a retracement. This might have been our retracement right here. Because again, we had this bullish engulfing candle right here, and I could just end up seeing price going bullish right here. So with that being said, looking for EURUSD to realistically come up here. Realistically. 1 hour time frame. Yeah, like if it breaks this high, then it'll continue going up. But I'm not really trying to get into EU until I'm really only way that I'd really buy EU. Let me look on the weekly. Even on the weekly, it's bullish. If you could find a solid entry for a buy, like let's say that if price is gonna really does want to buy, you could probably set a stop loss. I mean a buy stop like at 1.1300 or a little higher, like 1.1308. That might be a good sell stop area. I mean a good buy stop area. If you're looking for a buy on EU, I'd rather trade something else. But realistically speaking, if I were to get into a buy, I want price to come down, respect the RSI line, and then for it to go bullish. That's what I would look for if I was trying to get into a buy. So, any questions on EU? Yeah, sure. GJ, GU, and US30 sounds good. I'm going to actually look at GU right now. All right, so GU has came up to this zone that I was talking about on my live that I did on Sundays. Came up to this zone. It's respecting. I like seeing this. I like seeing that it's respecting this RSI line. Let me go ahead and get rid of this because it's done this move that I wanted. Remove drawings. So prices came and touched this RSI line. I do want to see this drop now. This is pretty perfect actually. On the 1 hour time frame, let's see what it looks like. Yeah, even on the 1 hour, it's looking like it wants to settle for a buy. It is leaving this wick right here. It is leaving this wick, but I still want to see this sell. I like how I'm seeing the apocalypse under ground zero. So I'm just gonna watch for now. I mean, if you want on the 4 hour time frame, then by all means, you can go ahead and sell. And the Atlas is starting to change colors to make it look like it wants to go bullish. So you want to watch out for that. But other than that, GU is on the daily time frame. And it's closed over the RSI line again. I kind of want to see it drop. But like I said, I kind of want to wait and see if you want to sell, it might be a good time to sell now, but you would have to obviously just know that once price breaks through this RSI line, you want to get out. So let me 50. It's like 60 pips away from like breaking this RSI line, basically like 60 pips, and then it would break it, and it would make me be like, okay, now I'm bullish on it, right? But if you are going to sell it and for it to make a lower low, let me see on the weekly time frame real quick. So on the weekly, we already have prices came down to the lower danger zone and it's respected it. But again, if it is going to sell and go and make a lower low, then hey, maybe even down to 1.19738 for the long term won't be such a bad idea. But let's not talk about that. 15-minute time frame. Let me get rid of every. Oops, didn't mean to press object tree. I wanted to get rid of all the drawings and then just look at the 15-minute. So the 15 minutes already called for the sell, and price is basically like kind of at the entry. I would rather, yeah, I want to see price come up and respect this mean and RSI line and then try to sell it. If we're going based off of the 4 hour, if you're going based off of the 4 hour, then yeah, go and wait for a price to go a little bit more bullish and then sell it. That'd be ideal. But again, on the daily time frame, it does look like price is trying to break through the RSI line, so you want to be careful. But this would be a decent trade setup right here. If price respects here, you'd want, if price comes up here, wait for a candle or two. If it closes under, then you can sell. So that you're risking like about 20, 30 pips for 60 pips. That's not bad. Any questions on GU? Let me go on the no one more time. Not crazy about it. No problem. All right, all right. So, no, actually, let's take it down here. I like that way better. All right, so that's GU. I'll take a look at USDCAD real quick, actually. I remember I had called for that aggressive sell up here, which I wasn't crazy about, but apparently price did respect that and then just dropped. It's currently at the 2 deviations right here. Let me see on the 4 hour what it looks like. It looks like on the 4 hour it called for the sell, and it's already retested the RSI line. So yeah, this kind of already missed it. It is what it is. I thought that price was going to go a little higher before dropping, but again, it's the same thing with the DXY. Like if the DXY is going to drop, then USDCAD most likely is going to drop as well. So kind of missed this already. Not looking for anything in particular on UCAD just yet. Yeah, moves already been made. USDJPY, kind of the same thing. USDJPY is so weird though, because it went bullish while the US dollar was losing strength, and it came up to this zone actually that I was talking about. Interesting enough. So price did end up coming to this little zone that I drew on Sunday, and now it looks like it's respecting it to make the drop, which again is weird how when the US dollar was dropping yesterday, USDJPY decided to go bullish, and it is respecting the 4 hour RSI line. This is what I like to see actually. Let me just check daily one more time. Yeah, it's bearish. So with UJ, I'd actually love to see this right here. Like, this is not a bad sell entry right here. If you're looking for a 21 pips though, that's not a lot. UJ, it looks like it makes big moves, but it really doesn't. Right there is better. 1 hour one more time. Well, it's not really calling for a sell necessarily on the 1 hour, but again, on the 4 hour time frame, it is respecting this RSI line, which is something that I like to see, because I did want price to come up here and retest this and then drop, which it looks like that's what it's doing. We do have this bullish engulfing candle though, with this big wick to the downside, so I'm kind of iffy on it, but the sell looks better to me than the buys, in my opinion, right now. So with that being said, if you want to take the sell, I would. Let me go on the apocalypse real quick. So that's the 4 hour. Look on the 15-minute. See. Why? ISD. Let's see here. So on here, if I'm not mistaken, this actually is the 30-minute that I'm looking for. Yeah, there we go. So on here, it looks like price did want to try to buy, but it ended up rejecting, faked out, rejected off of the 30-minute RSI line for a potential drop some more. So yeah, I'm more interested in looking for sells rather than buys on UJ right now. I'm more interested in looking to sell rather than buy. And if I were to sell, I just probably take it back down to these lows and then probably take like 80% of my profits and then see if price would drop some more, which I think it will. So that's my opinion on UJ, but not really interested in, I'd rather trade something else. Although this looks better than EURUSD, like honestly. So yeah, that's about for UJ. Go on to GBPJPY. All right, so GJ, just like GU, it did what I wanted it to do. It's broken out, wanted to retest. Now I want to see this drop, and it's respecting the RSI line as well. So want to see this drop. If it could come back up and give me a better, slightly better entry right here, then my stop loss would be at 134.150, and I'd gladly take this lower if it is going to make a lower low, which is again what I wanted to do. We kind of see that the RSI line, that's where price is at. It's respecting it currently. So this looks good to me for the sell. This might actually be a trade that I hop in, like actually. I like I said, I would want it to come back up here. It doesn't look like that may happen, but I'm just gonna keep my trade like how I want it. I want it to come up here, which is only about how many pips that you might be in the negative if you do try to take the trade right now. 14 pips in the negative. That's not terrible, but also like I said, that's not what I would want. So price come up to 133.571 and then drop. That is what I would ideally want to see. Yeah, this looks really good to me. Because this is like I said, now it's just a continuation of price going down in a downtrend. So any questions on GJ? I'm really feeling the sell. I'm really feeling it. No problem, no problem. All right. I will go on to US 30. Did me dirty yesterday. Wrong pair. There we go. All right, so US 30 right now, currently at the mean line. Again, we meet again at the mean line. I'm only seeing two choices on on Dow Jones, and right now, the one I'm going to talk about first looks more realistic than any other. Bullish, intense. I'm seeing over here on the little pro, it looks bullish. I mean, on the little pro, it looks bullish. On the arbitrage Z, it looks bullish. So, I think that price is going to go bullish. Now, the other thing that might happen is price could just come down. It's either going to break to the upside. It's going to either break to the upside or come back down to the downside. It's literally either or at this point. It's more, and like I said, it's showing more for the bullish movement than for the bearish movement. Not really seeing anything that would say that, oh, well, 5-minute time frame. Just look at the 5-minute time frame to see if you could get a potential sell. But other than that, I'm more bullish than anything. Even on the daily time frame, you can see clearly that it's bullish. Although it did kind of want to make a sell, but it never did. So again, Dow Jones, it looks more bullish than bearish, but these are the only two things that could potentially happen at this point. I'd rather want to sell than to buy, realistically speaking, only because price has to break through this in order for it to go bullish. And if price respects here, then it'll just go bearish. So you just, at this point, you kind of have to play the waiting game, wait and see. The opening bell is going to be in about an hour and 30 minutes. So hey, an hour and 30 minutes of waiting time, that's not that bad. So this candle is going to close in an hour and 5 minutes. So Dow Jones, hey, played either way at this point, because I was expecting it to drop, but it kept rising. It's hit my stop loss at break even when I was in this trade. So, not this trade, but SPX 500. And it's the same thing with SPX 500 right here. You definitely just want to either, it looks like it's already going to go higher. It just came back up to these previous highs. But like I said, this order just looks like it's going to just buy. So has to break through all this to get up here, which probably it'll go higher. I'm more bullish than anything. Again, we can see this wick that it left down here. So gonna see how this plays out. But I still, like, personally speaking, I want the drop on SPX 500. No problem, no problem. Personally, like I said, I want the drop, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Everything looks bullish. We do see the RSI line looking like it wants to drop. So if price respects right here, then hey, the risk to reward is better off when you're selling right now rather than buying. Because if you were to sell, you'd most likely have your stop loss right here. And then you take profit right here, which that's a 1 to 3 risk to reward, versus if you're going to buy, then if you buy it right here, then your stop loss would probably be right here, and then your take profit will be right here, which is not even a 1-to-1. So that's why I always say that I like to sell better than to buy in certain cases because of the risk to reward. So that's about it for SPX 500. Any other pairs? Does anybody want me to look at any other pairs? I have like about 15 more minutes, I think. 10 or 15 more minutes, 1 or 2. Any other pairs that anybody wants me to look at? I'll go look at AUD USD because I know that it correlates with SPX 500. So it's going to be the same thing. Like, yeah. Let me get rid of these drawings. like basically the exact same thing as SPX 500 and all that. It's already broken through the mean line, but for AUD USD, which again it looks kind of like SPX 500 and also Euro USD, in order for it to continue going bullish, it has to break through this little zone, and then it'll go bullish. So yeah, if it respects here, then we can expect a drop. But if not, then I do expect price to go bullish, which it's in an uptrend on the daily time frame, and on the 4-hour called for the buy. So why wouldn't it? Like again, it could come like up here to make that double top that I've wanted and then drop. But again, not really looking for the buys. If anything, I'd look for the sells on here because the sell risk reward is way better. So yeah, any other pairs anybody wants me to look at? Nothing else? Nothing else? All right then. All right. Well, that sounds good. That wraps it up for me here. I don't think I want to look at any of the pairs realistically. No problem, Missy. No problem. I'm glad you guys were able to hop on. Hopefully, I gave you guys some value, and let's see what these charts do, because it's those wicks that price was leaving yesterday, like when it made that big move on AUD USD, on GA, on the USD pair. I didn't really like it because that it just looked like a stop hunt to me. So that means like it's a continuation of what's gonna happen. But again, I'll just be vigilant and watch what the pairs are gonna do. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a rest of your good day and let's make some money. Have a good day, y'all.